It says there's no greater act of love than for one to lay down their life for their friends. And that's exactly what Jesus did. The Bible says,
love each other.
I do love you.
Jesus he never said nothing about homosexuality. He taught about love. Love each other as you are. As God made you. He made you in his image. We are all gay because that's how he made us, baby.
So this might be confusing for some people. So like I use he, him pronouns, right? But I don't identify as a man.
Well, no fucking shit.
But I'm trans. I'm trans non-binary. And I feel dysphoric about my body sometimes, like my curves and my butt. But at the same time, I like my boobs. Like, that's fine.
What?
She's saying people are getting confused. I think the only person confused is you.
Hi there. You can either respect my trans homies, or I can identify as a f***ing problem. And if I catch your bitch ass being disrespectful, your pronouns are going to be was, were. Thank you for coming, and have a nice day.
This Mother's Day is especially significant for me because it's the first Mother's Day that I am celebrating since coming out as trans and starting HRT. So it's kind of special. At church this Sunday morning, they gave all the moms carnations and letters saying Happy Mother's Day, and I was happy to be a recipient of one of those. I took it home and showed my daughter, and who is 8, and she said, "But you're not a mom." I said, "Well, yes, I am." And she said, "No, you're not." And the reason she said that is because my wife doesn't allow her to call me mom. I'm known as parent. So not dad, not mom, just parent, which seems kind of, makes me sad. I wish she would call me mom, but she doesn't. So I said to her, well, I'm a mom, whether you acknowledge that or not. I am still a mom.
Well, that 8-year-old has more common sense than this person, and this guy's wife doesn't allow their child to call him mum. How this person got married in the first place is beyond me. And if you want to do that, that's up to you. But putting that on your child is a different ball game.
I keep seeing this, and I think it's important to note that protests do not have to be peaceful. And I feel like the assertion in every publication that I see that the protests at college campuses across the country are peaceful, and the continued naming that they're peaceful feels like some level of objectivity there, like that is the right way to protest. Even if the protests were not peaceful, which I would argue a protest is never peaceful, that does not make them ineffective, right? If these protests move in the direction of not being peaceful, that does not mean that students now deserve to be arrested.
Pretty much what she's saying is these protesters don't have to be peaceful. They can be violent, and there's no repercussions for that. They shouldn't be arrested. They shouldn't be dealt with. They should be able to smash things up, leave places in a shithole like they did here at this campus, breaking into businesses, and they should be able to walk away with that scot-free. These people are the dangerous ones. People like her.
Got him.
White people are not being haunted.
You think you're being hunted?
Let me tell. Okay, y'all can laugh, but until you have walked as a black person on this campus, y'all truly don't understand.
You're not being hunted at the University of Alabama, and there is no boogeyman that's trying to get you.
It's not. You're making it seem.
You live in the least racist country in the history of the world.
You're in Alabama. You are literally in the place where it's not okay.
You mean the place that has given you more talking time than any other person here, and where they
wait,
sit
you think you're supposed to shut
respectfully.
me down and be like, go sit down? I mean, of
Yes,
course I'm going to talk to you.
that
Of
would
course
have
you're gonna respond to
happened
me.
100 years ago. You're right. 100 years ago, you might not have been allowed to come into this room,
So
which
I'm
would have
supposed
been
to bow to you because that's
which would have been
what's
evil.
happening?
No, instead, we are here, we're creating a movement to say we never want to go back to the segregation that once existed in this country that is now being pushed by people in corporate America, in academia, and other places. We want to strive for a country that cares about character and the soul and the spirit of the individual, not on tribes, not on the melanin content in people's skin. And I will say this as compassionately as I can, is that you are not being hunted as a black person in America. There's not a single statistic that affirms that. There's not a single data point. Instead, the opposite is true. We are the least racist, most accepting, multiracial country in the history of the planet, and I pray one day you'll be thankful to live in that country.
And again, if that place is so dangerous, why is she going to school there? And on top of all that, while she's saying her thing, she's wearing an Alabama top.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Pregnant people, only women can get pregnant. That is false. People who are assigned female at birth can get pregnant. There are plenty of men and non-binary friends who have a uterus. Trans men and non-binary friends can make babies if they have a uterus, and if you can't sit with that, check your transphobia.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
Oh dear, we've got a protester. We've got a protester who's throwing powder on the table. Oh, we've never seen the like of this before. He's been roundly booed by the audience, but play is going to have to be suspended while they deal with the mess on the table. Never seen the like of this at the Crucible.
How extraordinary. Now, there is orange powder all over the table. Play will have to be suspended. I don't know how they're going to sort this out, Dave.
I thought he was doing all this for Stop Oil, not Stop Snooker. I don't know what this has to do with it. I'd like to see these people try this at a UFC or a boxing event. Yeah, you don't see them go near those. I wonder why.
ZZ are actually my pronouns. They are a non-binary expression for people who don't resonate with they, them, because not everyone does. There are other ones as well, such as fey, femme, and many people have reasons for why they would prefer to go by an alternative. I have my own, and I will be doing my own explanation video on my TikTok later in the week. But for now, yeah, they're just my pronouns, and they are what I go by as a non-binary person. Thank you.
Have you noticed how all these people say this to their phones because no one wants to listen to it? And at this point, I'm totally confused in all this stuff. I've got no idea what any of it means, to be honest. It's just too confusing. Wow, they're even dragging the dinosaurs into this. Those things are older than all of us put together, and they're being sprayed with this paint shit. Just leave them be, man.
You look like a man, you'll never be a woman. Look at me. I'm already succeeding as being a woman. People say, hello ma'am, when I walk out in public. This is what I look like. This is pretty damning evidence against me being a man. I look like a woman, and I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm not using any filters. I just look like this, and I look like a woman, and that's the end of the story.
Looks like someone from Aerosmith is having a midlife crisis. Looking like one and actually being one are two different things, mate. If I wear a lab coat, that doesn't make me a doctor, does it?
I'm transgender. I'm born and raised here in New Mexico. I have a graduate degree in information technology, marketing, business, and finance. I own my own home. I pay taxes. I have a 6-figure job. I'm a respected professional in Albuquerque. I'm a mother. My life experience is that I'm an awesome person. I am well liked. I'm responsible, and I think I'm pretty cool. You touched on something. You said something earlier that for you, when somebody calls you a man, it doesn't faze you because, you just know that you're a man. That was interesting to me because I feel the same way about my identity as a woman. My question leading up to this, you've asserted that no one would ever see me as a woman, that nobody would ever see or could see a transgender person as a woman, and yet I have dozens of friends from diverse backgrounds, women from the reservation, a woman from Japan, several immigrant women. I have my coworkers. I have my boss, my VP, my CEO, all respecting me as a woman. My family, my long-term friends who are actually here with me. All of these people assure me, like, I'm a woman. They'll tell me, girl, like, there is no way you are a man. They see me as a woman. So the question, how can you assert that nobody would ever see me as a woman when my material experience tells me you're wrong?
Okay, it's interesting that that's the part of my talk you chose to ask a question about, because that's not in my talk at all. I don't believe I said that no one would ever see you as a woman. I mean, it's possible, I suppose, that you could fool someone. Now, you brought this up, so I have to tell you that you brought this up. You've put your identity on the table for conversation. And so I'm going to say you wouldn't fool me at all. I mean, I see a man 100%. And I think that most people would. Now, the fact that you have people in your life who are saying to you, oh, you're totally a woman, it's exactly what I'm talking about. No one in my life has ever once said to me, you're totally a man, Matt. You know, if a friend of mine called me on the phone and said, listen, Matt, I want you to know you're really a man, I would think that there was something wrong with him. I would say, why are you saying that at all? It doesn't make any sense. So the fact that this is a conversation to begin with tells me, it only proves the point that I'm trying to make, that your identity, even in your own mind, is up for, it's something that you need to be assured of.
First thing I notice with these is when they ask a question, they turn it into a full-blown speech and never just get to the actual point. Those friends around you buying into that delusion, they're part of the problem and they're part of your problem as well. By affirming that, they're not no real friends then, clearly. They just tell you what you want to hear, man. And that's it.
Watch out, watch out! Watch out! Watch out, let him through, let him through. Out the way, out the way, out the way, Pat. Out the way, Pat.
That's exactly what everyone needs to do when they come up to these things. Just keep going. They're going to move out the way. These people have to realize that some people have to work for a living. Alright guys, we made it here. So today's daily quote is, your ex will call you and beg you to take her back. But it's not because she misses you. It's because she failed to replace you. Don't do it. I ain't going to say nothing on that. Never do it, guys. Never ever do it. Keep it moving. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.